Okay. There we go. Okay. Did he play the video, T?
I
I'm
haven't seen
gonna,
it.
I'm gonna go ahead and rerun it. Welcome to Metaphysical Monday, you guys. We're about to go ahead and open up. Um, Welcoming our guest, Palmetto Star, aka T Ford, the Ratchet Revolutionary. And I want to go ahead and let you guys check out the clip.
Wake up! It's Monday, and we're getting metaphysical. This is Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet. And tonight on Metaphysical Monday with High Priestess Kolagraphy Soljet, I'm going to be talking to her exclusively about my life, transcendental meditation, time travel, and why Two Rover TV is the most censored and shadowed banned media outlet on the internet. We're going to be talking about that plus so much more, but you got to tune in tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook, but the revolution will not be televised. Tune in tonight.
Yeah, so cool, cool. So tell us a little bit about what we were looking at there on the flyers. I want to welcome you in. Give us the information you want us to have, though.
If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. I'm Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet. I'm the host of True Rover TV. And I just want to say, first and foremost, let me just thank you for being part of this Metaphysical Monday. Uh, big fan. I love what you do,
Thank
bringing that
you.
consciousness to the forefront.
Thank
You know,
you.
people need to see it. People need to hear it. People need to feel it. People need to taste it. People need to touch it.
Ah,
It is. You know what I'm saying?
touch it, taste it,
Yeah.
feel it. I'm loving it. So this is my also someone I admire, very active. That's why I say he's in the field. This out of Atlanta, do a lot of community work. Was very pivotal in the George Floyd movement during 2020 and things like that, which I'll let him tell you about. This brother literally did a fast. Uh, that I don't know anyone could keep up with, you know. So I want to go ahead and turn it over to my brother Palmetto Star, aka T Ford, aka the Ratchet Revolutionary. So tell us about that. First off, that name. What is Palmetto Star all about?
Well, Palmetto Star is my name, my conscious name that I created. Are that was actually given to me. All these names were given to me that I embrace. Um, Palmetto Star comes from my rap name, Palmetto Star. You know, I was involved in hip hop. You know, prior to the podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
prior to all of that stuff like that, prior to a lot of the protests and things like that. My first love is writing, and
Come on.
writing turned into poetry, and then it manifested into hip hop. And so I was heavily involved uh, in that world, in the hip hop world. So Palmetto actually is the state tree of South Carolina, and truth be told, during my time in South Carolina, I used to sell a lot of weed. So people would call me trees. You know, that's another name for the weed is trees. So,
Clock it. Clock it. I
you
knew
know
you
what I'm
was
saying?
yeah. One of after my own heart. But
So people would call
anyway.
me Palmetto, you know, after the state tree. So I added the star, you know, because
Mhm.
that's where I am. I'm shining. I'm a star child, star seed. So
Ashe.
I put that star on there, and I've been rocking with that ever since. You know, that was about that's been a while since early 2000s, and so then you know the Ratchet Revolutionary that came about after um, the police chase and
Mhm.
all of that stuff that happened, and that went the police chase that happened, and I know we're going to talk about it. The police chase that happened in South Carolina that went viral and actually had me come out to Atlanta. I'm a American refugee. I had to leave my state of South Carolina,
Oh, wow.
come to Atlanta because of that. And so uh, when that
So
happened,
tell us about the police chase. I mean, everybody like police chase. What's the police chase? It went viral. So tell us about the viral police chase for those that may not know.
okay, so I was doing a lot of activism in South Carolina while I was rapping. I was doing my thing. I came out with my first album uh, called The Gingerbread Man, which you guys could listen to on YouTube. It's still out there on YouTube. If you put Palmetto Star Gingerbread Man, it'll pop up. So when I at that same time, I was doing a lot of protests and demonstrations, especially concerning the private prison industry in South Carolina. That made me make a lot of enemies with politicians and police officers out there. This is way before George Floyd. This is way before the first Black Lives Matters. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd was like the second wave of Black Lives Matter.
Yes. So was it the Trayvon Martin thing or with Tamir
This
Rice
is
or what?
this is even prior to that. So this is in 2008, 9, 2008, 9-ish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leading a lot of demonstrations, protests at that time in South Carolina. We were countering Nazis, we were countering Confederates, we were countering all. I mean, we would show up, you know what I'm saying, at these Nazi rallies, all of that stuff like that. So I kind of made a name for myself doing that. So the police actually started showing up to my shows. They started coming to my shows. They started harassing people. Um, so it started escalating. Incidents started escalating to where, they would be. I remember there's one incident in South Carolina, particularly when I came out. We were doing. We were having a jam session with the band that I had because I also had a live band. And so after that jam session, I came out and I was going to my car in the parking lot, and there was like 5 police cars. All the police were out already. They were waiting for me, and I was just like, so it was a tense incident where I had to really talk them down. They were trying to come at me, and it was
Mhm.
crazy. And so incidents like that escalated between my people and the police. You know what I'm saying? They would even see like certain people in my entourage out, and they would just harass them just then at that time. Um, so what the peak of the incidents was that I was driving. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just had finished going to this networking event in Columbia, South Carolina, and they pulled me over in the darkest part of Columbia, South. You guys are from Columbia, South Carolina, or you've been there? There's a there's a section called um what is that road? Not St. Andrews Road. We'll say St. Andrews Road. It's right there
Mhm.
where the St. Andrews Road exit. Um, Darkest part of Columbia, and there's no street lights or whatever. And these police officers pulled me over, and the guy just immediately started trying to pull me out the car.
Wow.
And I was like, "Why are you trying to pull me out the car for?" And he just looked around for a minute. He didn't know what he was going to say. And all of a sudden, he looked at my back seat. He saw my briefcase, which I guess he assumed I had drugs or whatever, and I just had my album in there. And he goes, "I see a marijuana seed in the back seat." This is 3 o'clock in the
Whoa. A
dark.
seed?
A marijuana seed in the back seat. This is when weed had seeds in it.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, damn, if he could see a seed, he was
Yeah,
literally
a seed.
like,
A seed.
whoa.
And how you even know it's a marijuana seed? That could be an orange seed. That could be any sort of seed. But anyway,
A
he just
poppy seed. No, I'm only kidding.
right. But it wasn't any sort. There was nothing in the car, so he just made up something. to try to justify what he was going to do. Police in my city, they're well known for planting drugs on people. So when he said that, it was like a red flag. I was like, oh, okay, I already know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If I get out this car, I'm gonna already have, marijuana, probably cocaine, crack, and all sorts of stuff on me.
That's
You know what
horrible.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's
seriously,
horrible.
it would be like that Dave Chappelle skit. You know how they shoot somebody and then they just sprinkle a little crack on top of them. You know what I'm saying? That's seriously that's the kind of stuff that they do in South Carolina.
Like
So
how on Martin when he said we're gonna kick the plumber down the stairs and pour alcohol on his breath so they won't think they
right. So that's the kind of stuff they do. Seriously. So it's like so at that point I left the situation. I pulled off. We were in a high speed chase, 120 miles per hour, all around the city of Columbia. It was intense. My car ended up spinning out at 120 miles per hour right towards the median. I took my hands off the wheel just like this. I thought it was over with. And
Wow.
my car ended up doing this weird, just 3-point turn thing. And if you look at the video, my car actually disappears for a second.
Wow.
Like the lights are shining on it, but it goes all the way black. So there was definitely some divine intervention, time shifting at that was happening right then. And then it just smoothly went close to the median. It was super close to the median, but it didn't even touch the median. So
Mm.
I jumped out, ran across the highway. I was scaling a gate because I knew one of my people's their baby mama stayed over there. I was about to, hey, you know what I'm saying? But they hit me with the taser from about 50 feet. I spent
Wow.
the night in jail, but I ended up beating the case. You know what I'm saying? The police didn't even show up to the courtroom because they lied the whole time. You know what I'm saying? They've just made up all this stuff about all this. There was nothing in the car. You know what I'm saying? So they just basically were they were gonna just kill me over nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
People could have died that night over
Right.
absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so after that happened, that's when um I ended up coming out to Atlanta shortly after that because I was still driving the same car. Now you can see now there's no cap because you can
Mm.
actually see that same video on YouTube right now.
So the video is still there. Where can we find the video?
The video's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can actually see it. You can see it's no cap. It's all
So what do
100%.
we search to find it?
You got to put hashtag and then okay. So YouTube has me super shadow banned, and we're going to talk about that too. Two Raw for TV super shadow banned all across the internet.
Wow.
So in order to find my page on YouTube, and this is why I don't even really post on YouTube like that, you got to put hashtag, the word hashtag, and then the actual hashtag, and then number 2, RAW, the number 4, TV, and then you will find me. They'll
Okay.
still have a whole bunch of other stuff that's not me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But that's the kind of games that they play
Right.
when you're shadow banned. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's deep. Wow. So you a real, yeah, you really a rebel with it. So they hey, conscious outcast, gang, gang. So what I was gonna ask you. So you went to Atlanta after all of this stuff took place, all of the things with the police and everything, and that's when you became the Ratchet revolutionary from that era.
Yep, I grabbed a couple of my people, my closest people, my assistant at that time, Adria Campbell. Big time shout out to her. Big
Mm-hmm.
time shout out to Maserati Rick from Detroit.
Shout out. Mm-hmm.
So
For
yeah,
sure.
and his family, we all moved
Mm-hmm.
out to Georgia.
Okay.
Because we had connections here, we were already in the industry as far as the music industry. I was doing videography and photography for different media, different magazines. So we were already, in the community as far as in that sort of industry and connected to Atlanta. So we moved out here, and I had made a choice. I was like, okay, because I had shows. I had shows already lined up when I came out here. I did a lot of shows, and I continued to do shows until about 2011, 2012, while I was still while I was starting to Raw for TV. But I had to make a choice. I was like, okay, do I want to be a revolutionary rapper, which to me is it is almost like a misnomer, you know what I'm saying, but something like that. So
Right.
it do I want to be a revolutionary, and
I hear you.
really put my stuff out there and really, you know, really concentrate on what's really happening out here and really showcasing it and putting a light to it that I know I'm the only one that could do that. I'm the only one that could show this perspective that I was able to show, and that's what happened. Like, I just started concentrating on Two Raw for TV.
Mm-hmm.
We started off in November 4th, 2010. So
Okay.
I'm an original podcaster. You know what I'm saying? You can't say podcasting without Two Raw for TV. Two Raw for TV
Okay.
Two Raw for TV is really one of the original podcasts. So we started off in November 4th, 2010, and it just went crazy at that point. It started with me showcasing a lot of stuff, connecting to a lot of people that I already had in the industry. My first interview was with Georgia Me, who was in Def Poetry Jam. If you guys remember that series, Def Poetry Jam, that was
Definitely. Def Poetry Jam. Def Comedy Jam, all of that.
yeah.
That was the days. Def Poetry Jam. Yeah, totally. You were on
Hmm.
there?
What's that?
I say you were working with the people. Were you on there?
Yeah, yeah. I was. Well, no, I wasn't on Def Poetry Jam, but I interviewed Georgia Me, who
Okay.
was on Def Poetry Jam, and that was my first interview. And then I've been connected to a lot of people in the industry. So one of my early interviews is Charlemagne the God, Sounds of Blackness.
So how was that? You and Charlemagne, are you guys from the same state though, right?
Yeah, we're from the same state. Matter of fact, big time shout out to Charlemagne.
Shout out to Charlotte.
We were connected in a lot of ways because he was in the radio. He was on the radio, and I was rapping. So like we would be at the studios. We'd be at Quantum Beat Studios. That was the big studio in Columbia, South Carolina at that time. So everybody would be at Quantum Beat Studios. It'd be uh, Charlemagne the God, DJ Frosty, and all these other South Carolina people that were in the FM radio and stuff like that. And then it'd be us, and I would go up to a lot. I would go and be on a lot of the videos that they had, the music videos and stuff like that. And so he actually came to my album release party. So when I
Wow.
released my album, it was a real exclusive affair. I think me and Charlemagne were like the only black people. It was crazy. It was crazy because I was like, I'm rapping, what I'm saying, and we're in this big sort of mansion. This is even before this. Now this is even before Airbnb.
Wow. Yeah.
But we were in somebody else's mansion, and like I'm rapping, doing my thing, and it like, it was a live band, and me and Charlemagne basically were like the only black people out there.
Wow.
Hmm.
They probably loved you guys though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's cool. So what was it like working with Charlemagne?
I mean, I have a whole different perspective. And I mean, just to be fair, we're more associates than someone that I work with. We would just see each other and have mutual respect because of the things that I've done. I know if you look at Charlemagne's thing, he was rapping at one point. He even put out some. He put out
I was
some
wondering if you
recently.
were gonna say he was making music too, because I'm like, what was Charlemagne doing when you were on stage?
Yeah, no, he I put out that Black Men Don't Cheat thing recently. That was a couple years back with the Little Duval. So, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like so I mean, but he had stopped rapping, and he was really on the radio and stuff like that.
But y'all
You
should have had good chemistry though. He's pretty direct and funny. I think that, y'all probably
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, like, you knew Charlemagne from his interviews, you know what I'm saying? Like he would have people walking out of the studio. This is back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Like he would get people pissed the fuck off. Like, there was a model named Buffy the Body.
I remember Buffy the Body.
Yeah, and oh my God, like she went in there and like he kind of went in on her and like she ended up walking out the studio and that became like a very viral moment before even the word viral was out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think the word viral was even
Yeah, it wasn't
created at
even a
that point.
thing
You know what
yet.
I'm saying? But that thing went viral in the city, and of course, it caught the attention of Wendy Williams and everything.
Hmm.
So this is way before he was working with Wendy Williams, and I knew him before all of that stuff. Wendy Williams would come out to South Carolina, to
Hmm.
see what was up with us, to see what was up with the artists, to see what was up with the stuff. Cause we were just making noise like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had to see about what we were doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. Did he ever have a conscious flair too, or was it more
Oh
just
yeah, absolutely. Like
yeah?
people don't know because they see who he is on the Breakfast Club, and that's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different thing. I just put it like that because when back in South Carolina, they had actually had an early morning TV show that was very conscious. You know what I'm saying? And Charlemagne used to rock this red, black, and green bracelet and all that stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? And it was a real conscious sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's Charlemagne the God. That's like come from the 5% nation. You know what I'm saying?
I was wondering even all of that when I said why he calling himself the God. So I was
Yeah,
always wondering if he was just tapped in. I like Charlotte, even though he does some different thing. He's different, but
yeah.
he's entertaining. And but anyway, so so what is Too Raw for TV doing now? Like is that connected to your domain? Your
Oh yeah, absolutely. Two raw for TV.tv. Matter of fact, if you're on this site right now, go make another tab. Go to two raw for TV.tv. That's number two.
Let me get a pen
RAW.
right quick. Go ahead and talk. One moment.
Okay. That's the number two. RAW, the number four, TV.tv. I've been podcasting before podcasting was even called podcasting. We started the Two Rover TV podcast in November 4th, 2010. We've been mentioned on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. We've had guests, of course, like Charlemagne. Judge Joe Brown recently was on the podcast. And in fact, Judge Joe Brown did a festival with us recently. And everybody's seen that footage of the festival because it got 60 million views. And just to put that in context,
Whoa.
the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight also got 60 million views. So
Mm.
recently, a group of business people approached me, and we started the Two Raw for TV.tv network, which is just like Netflix or Hulu.
Mm.
So so now we have podcasts, we have documentaries, we have movies coming soon, all sorts of stuff on the Two Rover TV.tv network. So that's relatively new. That just started in December of 2023. So it just turned a year old. So you know what I'm saying? So
Congratulations on that.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
tell us about what you offer. Tell the people, like I said, I need to tap more into that myself for real. But tell us about what you offer for the videos and for the people, for the community.
Well, Two Rover TV.tv, that is the network. The app is coming very soon. So you guys be ready for that. The app is coming shortly. But it's like Netflix or Hulu. And what we're doing for our creators, because now Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of these people, they've been lying to all these creators. They've been like, oh, you guys have to have 1 million views and you have to have 60,000 streams. You got to have all of these things before you get like $30. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, these social media sites, they monetize your content as soon as you start uploading content. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you upload content, as soon as you make a profile on the site, they're selling your information. They're saying putting ads on your stuff. So they are making money off of your content. So what Two Raw for TV.tv is doing is we're leveling the playing field, because now you can come on Two Raw for TV and you can be a creator and monetize your content on day one. On day one, as soon as you upload that content, you could create pay-per-view content so that you could start monetizing your content on day one. So that's what we're doing for our creative community, because we're destroying that illusion, destroying that myth that you got to have a zillion streams. You just have to have some loyal people that fuck with you. Like, that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They don't tell you that. They're acting like you gotta be this mega superstar, and have all these numbers, and that's how they get people. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they get people caught up in this loop, where they're always looking at views and likes and all of this stuff like that. And then, you have people that are out here and just doing things for views and likes, and even people that you never would think they were just being out there and just do things for views and likes, Dr.
Right.
Umar. But you never think they'll be doing things for just views and likes and clicks and all of that stuff like that. And it gets you caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? It gets you caught up in that you have to do this. You have to have all of these views and likes. And like, that's not true, because first of all, the views, likes, and all that stuff like that don't even reflect really how many people are watching your stuff. If you look on your profile, see how many views you have at least times 10 of those views in real life. You know what I'm saying? People in real life, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And also, these social media sites, like they're doing to me, this is how they shadow ban. They could turn your views and likes like a volume. They just turn it up and down. They just like, you know what I'm saying? If they don't want you to be heard, they could turn it down. They could turn your volume all the way down. You know what I'm saying?
They do it. They definitely do.
Yeah.
You'll be doing good, and then all of a sudden it'll hit a threshold, and then it's like all of a sudden you like, what happened to everybody or whatever, and it's like it's almost like a collective frequency, like that you could. So it's have to be algorithm.
Yeah.
That's why I left off of Instagram. They shadow banned me. So what I was wanted to say about that, that's good information. Thank you. That's really, really good information. Yeah, the numbers aren't accurate. Then you don't know how long they actually watch the content. So
Yeah. And even Elon Musk admitted to it just recently. He said that Twitter was a platform for freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. So, you could say whatever you want to say. You could call people nigger and all sorts of stuff on oh, I know they're on Facebook, my bad. You could say all that stuff on Twitter. However, they're not going to share it with everybody. Not everybody's going to see it. And me, I'm highly shadow banned on X because of my activism of prior, and because a lot of my activism countered the administration that's in now. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of, what I'm saying, back prior when Trump was running first time. I had a lot of anti-Trump stuff. I was burning flags. I had the biggest flag burning demonstration in the world, and
MT.
they did not like. Oh, I'm shadow banned. When you start getting on CNN, when they start mentioning you and start doing all that stuff like that, oh, they're going to shadow ban you. They're not going to have you reach your full potential on that. So, because of that, because I've been super shadow banned, that's why we created Two Raw for TV.tv.
Okay, so all right, so two raw for TV.tv, and is there a cost for the community to use it, or how does that work? So where you could get
Well,
involved with.
you can get a paid subscription, and so what that paid subscription does is you are able to tap into different paid subscription things. You know what I'm saying? You get certain things. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely get a paid subscription, but if you just want to view the content, you know what I'm saying, then you could just make a free account. And right now, for a limited time, people can get a free account and actually start posting content on onto rawvertv.tv. So that's why it's important to go ahead on to rawvertv.tv, make an account, and you can start posting content and monetizing it right now for a limited time.
And that's with a subscription, or you could just do that in general. That's the part
You know,
with the subscription.
you could just get a free subscription with the
Okay.
free
So
subscription.
you
Yeah.
guys, I want y'all to, as a community, shout out to the new Soljet Healing community, new and the golden uh community members. I say golden because the old is gold and the
Oh
new
yeah.
is it's a new fresh innovative energy. But I want people to support brother Palmetto Star T Ford. Go to raw for TV.tv, especially content creators, and let's give this brother an opportunity to see what they can do and what we could do as a community. We got to start supporting black businesses and seeing what we could do. Get off of life support. A lot of times we use this system as a life support. We always sucking on
Hmm.
the proverbial breast of the system.
Hmm.
So with that being said, it's like we can't operate no other way. That's what I was telling people. Oh, there's no jobs. They start freaking out. But it's so many other ways to make a way. So we need to, for those of you who are really about that support, show it in action. I'm gonna do the same because I should have been, tapped in. I just had a lot of distractions during that period. So it should be nice and really moving now. By now, meaning like, all of the glitches is worked out. If there were any, I don't know. But but I'm gonna definitely do that. So you guys, once again, that's too raw for TV.tv. And if y'all want to see that high speed chase, it's gonna be hashtag too raw for TV. Is it .tv again?
No, no. For the Instagram, it's just hashtag the word hashtag and then the actual
Oh, okay.
pound sign for everybody for my '80s babies, and then to raw for TV.
Okay, right on. Okay. So anything else about rock for TV you'd like to share, or would you like to go ahead and
Oh
let's end the
yeah.
session?
Oh well. Coming soon. We have so much material coming soon. I can't wait. When the app releases, we are going to be releasing um, Locks for Life, Your Natural Hair Journey, and that's going to be featuring Miss Lady Locks, who is a celebrity loctician here in Atlanta. She's done hair for all of these rappers, all of these entertainers. In fact, if you're familiar with um, um, Slutty Vegan, the owner was recently on Essence magazine, and she had her hair done by Miss Lady Locks. And Miss Lady, she's
Okay.
been on magazines. She's been on all sorts of stuff. She's also a hair model and different things
Yeah,
of
I've
that.
heard of Slutty Vegan. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, she was on. So Pinky was on. That's the owner. She was on Essence magazine, and the hairstyle that she had was from Miss Lady Locks.
Okay.
So she does.
Okay.
So she does a lot of things. That's coming out soon. On March 23rd, we're going to be releasing Roar. It's called Roar uh, Atlanta and Beyond, which is going to be a live interview format hosted by Mahogany Roots. Big time shout out to Mahogany Roots.
Okay. Shout out to Mahogany Roots.
Yes. So you guys definitely check her out at, I'm going to say it like her, Mohagoni Roots.
I'm glad you did that because I spelt it wrong. See?
Uh,
So I mean
yeah, you
that's
guys
kind
check
of
her out.
cool.
You
That's
guys check
kind
her
of
out.
cool.
Yep, on all platforms. Tell her that Palmetto sent you. But she's going to be having also a podcast on TV that's going to be every week. And it's going to be called Roar Atlanta and Beyond. Um, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be an amazing sort of thing where she's going to be interviewing artists. There's going to be live music. There's going to
Okay.
be all sorts of stuff that's happening right there. So you guys definitely tap in, tune in, and be part of the revolution.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Get some knowledge of self. Be a part of the crew. The
Mm.
underground movement in the city near you. Stay
Hey,
true to the
hey,
red, the black,
hey,
and the green. Stay true to the
hey,
revolution and battling. All gangsters
hey,
unite. Keep the family tight. You can still have heart walking in the light. I
hey,
just felt you got me going. I felt the vibe on that one. Yeah.
hey, that's
But
what's up. I like
so
that.
so when you gonna be doing some more festivals? Because I definitely, like I said, I'm coming out of my chrysalis. I'm coming out of the cocoon and now becoming a butterfly again, like many of us that have to go
Okay.
through these deaths that we have to go through in these past years. When you're gonna be doing another festival?
So, well, my next event, we don't have any the festivals scheduled, but my next event, and we always have artists and live music and all of that stuff like
What
that.
about boots?
Booths, for like vending. Yes, we
Yes.
have those as well. So we
Okay.
have vending available. And my next one is going to be a countdown actually to my birthday, the new
Okay.
through New Year's, which is going to be March 23rd. It's going to be at this place called Joystick in Atlanta. That's going to be right off Edgewood. If you're familiar with Atlanta, you know the little Five Points area. That's where it's going to be at. We're going to be right there. So you're going to want to be a part of that. That's March 23rd, and
Okay.
that's from 7 to midnight.
Okay.
So we're going to be counting down. We're going to be counting down to my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So that's gonna be a vibe. That's gonna be a vibe. Yeah, so wow. Okay, I already March 23rd is gonna be lit. We already got the Roots and Beyond thing going on Mahogany Roots,
Yeah, that's going
Ryan
to be
Lanta
premiering
and
that day
Beyond.
too. So that's going to be premiering. That's going to be premiering that day. We don't have a time yet, but we're
Okay.
gonna be premiering it that day, and then we're going to be that Roar Atlanta and Beyond is going to be premiering that day, and then that evening, from 7 to midnight, we're going to be at Joystick, which is the address is 427 Edgewood Avenue, Southeast Atlanta. So it's called Joystick Game Bar. So it's like a game
Okay.
bar, but to Raw for TV, we're taking over. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, Mahogany Ridge. But we're gonna be doing our thing out there. We're gonna have a lot of great artists out there. Yarima Karama, he's gonna be one of the feature artists out there. Venjaz, just a whole host of people that are really pushing the conscious music scene forward out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow. Okay, that's dope. So look, you made a statement about the car disappearing and you spoke about time travel. So did you think it had something to do with a glitch or when you said the accident, the car was so going so fast, I guess it looked like it disappeared or it did
no,
disappear.
I mean, I think it really disappeared and went into it. There was a dimensional shift, and
That's what I
if
yeah.
you can really feel if you're a seer, if you're a knower, you know what's happening right now. There's so many different shifts happening right now, timeline shifts, portals, and then just look and just to know where we're at on a conscious level. All you had to do is look at the technology where you have these people that are coming out with quantum computers, everything that is technological, all technological advancements are based on the genome and the human technology of Black people. You know what I'm saying? So to get a gauge of where uh, people are on a consciousness level, there's quantum computers. People are like, so this time travel and all these, going through portals and all that stuff. That's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's happening right now. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. Yeah, so that's what I was wondering because certain times can clash into each other. So, and it will appear like you disappeared or it's not there. If it
yeah.
if it just if it hits that same space and time, or you cross the boundary of another dimension or a world.
So, soldier, I want to tell you this. This is what happened during that police chase. I've been tapped into Master Teacher Bobby Hemmett. Big time shout out to him. You know, I was doing a
Shout
lot
out to Bobby, to Master Teacher Bobby Hammett. We were
yes,
just talking about him on my post the other day. If, what
yes,
happened to him,
yes.
or
So
what happened to him, right? But
oh yeah, oh well I know where he's at, but um you know, so I was doing a lot of things during that time. You know, he was telling, you know, seeing different meditations, how to tap in, different things of that nature. So that was happening during that time of the police chase, all of that stuff like that. When my car was spinning out and it should have smashed into that median. If physics was real, if you know all of these things that they tell us, gravity and physics and all of that stuff was true, my car spinning out at 120 miles per hour, going straight towards the median, should have smashed into the median. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be doing this interview. But I took my hands off the wheel. Now, what I didn't say is I took my hands off the wheel and also looked at the back seat. And who did I see? I saw Anubis. Anubis, the deity Anubis,
yes.
saying in
Hmm.
the back seat of my car, and
Wow.
just sitting there. He wasn't saying anything. He was just sitting there, and I was just like. Then my car just did this weird 3 point turn thing. It's like time sort of stopped at that moment because that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of actions I'm doing. Looking back, took my hands off the wheel, but it just like it's time just stopped moving in a real way, and like my car just didn't hit that median, and Anubis was with me at that same time. So you know, Anubis was in the back seat.
So is that one of your guides, or have you ever worked with Anubis, or was that your first time ever seeing Anubis like that?
That was my first time seeing Anubis like that. You know, that is one of the people that I have worked with. You know, as far as you know, on my spiritual path. You know, I'm connected to all the sons and daughters of Anubis, including yourself, and all of the people that are connected to Anubis. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I know my people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the Star
So that's
Seeds,
like,
the Soul Jets, the Conscious Outcast Gang, the ones
yes,
here to elevate and bring that light they try to run from. But hey, they put us in the dark and we just keep on shining. That's all we can do,
hmm
brother.
hmm
Hey, but when you said you took your hands off the wheel, the
yeah.
first thing that came into my mind was Left Eye.
mm
In the accident that she had, because normally, like her sister and them said, she would have cursed and stuff, like when her car got knocked off the road.
hmm
Normally Left Eye would have like tried to curse, she'll curse or try to flick it back, but she
hmm
gave up, like let the wheel go. So in that period I always wondered if she saw some type of a I feel like she seen something there. It was like a flash of white light, and
Yeah.
she just let go. Cause like you said, I thought that was it, like it was over, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. But it was for her. But I'm saying I wonder if that same type of shift was taking place during that time, almost like negotiating your life or
Yeah.
your soul.
Potentially, definitely. You know, and you know, give praise and you know, libations to the sisters.
Anubis.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to Left Eye for sure. Yeah. Wow. That's deep though. I mean, were you conscious though of it? Like when you let go, were you just like I'm gonna die, or would you just
Yeah,
like let go?
that's what I thought. I thought it was over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my lifestyle at that time, you know, it was a lot different than uh, how I'm living right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, how even though I was doing the music and a lot of the protesting and things of that nature, I still, I had one foot in, you know, a lot of the street stuff and a lot of the stuff that was happening in Columbia, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So it was like, you know, I there was a lot of things that I was doing at that
Mhm.
time where it was like do or die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
You was living on the edge,
yeah, yeah,
kind of.
like this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of incidents where it was like, okay, this could be it. You know what I'm saying? This could be it. This could be it. This could be it, and it just never was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, and it wasn't, and glad I was able to develop my consciousness to the level that it is right now. You know what I'm saying? And and so many things that have come since then. But at that time, it was like do or die.
Mhm.
I was like a real rebel and soldier out there. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
could already see it. You are Aries too. I could it just that war energy, and you
yeah,
out there, and attracting other people with the magnetism, and you making them cut up too. You the leader, but
yeah. And what's crazy is that you start seeing the things because uh, uh talking about the music industry is very connected to a lot of the streets. A lot of these music executives
Mhm,
are gangsters as well.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Or
mhm.
former gangsters and all of that.
Always have been too.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? So,
mhm,
what's crazy is that my involvement with street stuff, it kind of was coincided with my music,
mhm,
because dealing with the music, then you're dealing with these different elements and different, what I'm saying, different gangs. I was never in a gang per se, but I was associated with a lot of the Bloods. That was a
mhm,
big thing that's in South Carolina.
mhm.
A lot of the Bloods and all that stuff like that. Still am. In fact, that connection came in handy with when my consciousness developed. I think talking about that, because there was a big demonstration in South Carolina where the KKK and Black Power groups were on the state house of South Carolina. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
Like,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
this was like 2015 or 15. So there was a big clash
I
with
remember that.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So the people like the Ku Klux Klan, they were over there threatening people in South Carolina and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did they set some stores on fire or something?
No, I don't think that happened at that time. They didn't set
Okay.
stores on
Okay.
fire, but um, I can't even say that story online. But there was a lot of stuff happening at that time.
So
And
that's for the subscribers only. You got to subscribe to Two Raw.
you got to subscribe. I'll tell you that story on TwoRoverTV.tv. I'll tell you
That
that.
part. That
Yeah,
part.
that part.
That's
You know what I'm saying, on TwoRoverTV.tv. Because we'll go into it, but at that time there was a lot of clash, and we ended up like running the KKK out of there. And who was the main people running them out was the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? The Blood Street Gang. And there's like memes that people put out there like, uh, um, gangsters never, they shoot all these people, they never shot one police. I'm just paraphrasing what these people put out on memes and stuff like that. And every time I see a meme like that, I'm just like, you guys just, you don't know. You
what.
don't know, because well, one of the things that I did, that consciousness, let me just say this, that at that time when we kicked the Klan out of South Carolina and had them running off the state house grounds, um I was the only one, because of my association and affiliation with these groups, but not being part of that was able to facilitate the gang truce that some of these gangs are still holding on to this day. You know what I'm saying? So there was a gang truce that happened um, in South Carolina between Bloods and between the GDs and all these different and all these street tribes. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have happened otherwise. So I was glad to be part of that and to facilitate that and to bring some sort of peace, and stop all this black on black hate, and also show people who the real enemy is. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the real enemy.
Yeah. On that though, to just to piggyback, me and brother Ishmael, I've had gang members on the show too. Some, even Crips and stuff too, just different, talking about how they changed their life, and some from LA and things. But And then I had a youngster that told me, well, I'm just now trying to reconcile and bridge this gap with gangs because I didn't like gangs. He's like in his 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him, I said, you know, me and brother Ishmael Bay, we had a good build recently, like a few weeks back. And, I asked him, I said, because with all of this stuff with Kendrick Lamar, tell me how all of these things going on, we could build on that a little bit too. But just how bold and upfront and mainstream, even with Nipsey, how they're allowing gang culture to have this presence. When you talk about blood and crip, when you talk about Democrat and Republic, the red and the blue. This red and blue thing has been going on a long time. How you said Hollywood is intertwined to the streets. So
Yeah.
are politics. Like when you look at the whole layout of Compton, every rapper that was on death row is connected to a politician in Compton.
Yeah.
Whether it's their aunt or Snoop and all of them, from Suge Knight, everybody's all related. But it goes back to what Brother Ish said when I was asking him. So at the end of the day, because of how this is incorporated, is it relevant?
Mm.
It gotta be. We have to quit doing that. Even with Christian people, we're one people in that sense, in the sense that we all have family members that may be gang members. It could be somebody's cousin, somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. They may be at Thanksgiving. You may see them at Disneyland. You may see them at the restaurant. We are the world. So what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is still relevant, and if the gangs are targeting the energy in the right direction, that could be a powerful instrument. Think about how the Moors and different Muslim sects came up. These people have gang affiliations from the beginning. This is where they're coming from. Some of them have
Yeah.
been in prison and stuff because this is all it is a misplaced anger. You guys are soldiers. These men,
Yeah.
all black men, they're soldiers. They're men that need to be empowered, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we get, led astray, but they can't stop that, like you said, the street tribes. The
Mm-hmm.
street
Mm-hmm.
tribes are a part of it. Just like if they're policing things instead of creating havoc amongst us, but we're actually policing things, or we're doing things to make sure all of that is needed. The
Yeah.
teacher, the yogist, the dietitian, or the teacher, like master teachers like Bobby Hemmett, the light, the dark, the gang. We all of us are one people fighting this thing. And we
Right.
can't just do it from one way. And I just wanted to add that component because a lot of people do have negativity, about the gangs and the stigmas that go with it. But there's a lot
Right.
of positivity. Look at what Michael Jackson did. He had gang
Mm-hmm.
members in his music video. He was able
Right.
to dissolve a conflict between them and became an honorary Crip before he died. I mean, come on,
Mm-hmm.
and joined the nation. Was with with the Nation of Islam. So
Mm-hmm.
we all just people. I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna give you the floor back,
Well,
brother.
let me tell a secret about America. This is all gang stuff. It's all run by gangs. Red and blue. You have red and blue. The Democrats and Republicans. You know what I'm saying? So they're red and blue. You know what I'm saying? Red state, blue state, and it's all gang warfare. You know what I'm saying? The police are a gang. The Congress is a gang.
Hmm.
All of these people are LGBTQ is a gang. All of these people,
Church is a gang. The mayonnaise
all
Jesus is
gang.
a gang.
It's all gang. No, seriously, it's all gangs. So you have all these different factions of gangs, and what keeps the civility is of the illusion of uniformity. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have all these police cars, and they have the blue lights and
The
stuff
blue
like
lights and the
that.
red lights.
You know what I'm saying? So
Blue blood, red blood. That's why I was
yeah.
saying we were on this thing. I was asking Ish, what is it about red and blue? Because
Mm.
this country has a history with that color and just what those colors mean. So we kind of broke down, what red and blue even go into. But
What are
that's
control
deep.
colors? They're control colors too.
Control colors. Explain
Yeah.
that.
Well, there's blue. If you want to look into that, there was. I'm trying to think of what the project was called, but it's actually on mainstream TV. That's why I encourage everybody
Okay.
to turn off your TV. You know,
Hmm.
because they do have these control colors. If you notice that the predominant colors when you look at mainstream television are blue and red. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And they put those in there so you could be controlled. These colors control people. And so they have these different colors and things of that nature that are control colors.
It's even on your box. They do it automatically. Like this is the broadcast color. So right, even on the box where it
Hmm.
says
Hmm.
StreamYard is blue and red.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're taking low piece. They know, they know what is a controlling element. What people are, look at, and that we knew that. This is ancient Kemetic science. I mean,
absolutely.
literally, because you
It
got
brings you. It puts you into a red is like, I guess it grabs your attention and.
well, blue was I think it was upper Kemet, and then red
Mm.
northern Kemet. So you
Oh
have
wow.
that sort of dichotomy there. You know
So
what I'm
it
saying?
goes way back, the
Yeah.
red and blue.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
that's deep. So
It goes
yeah,
so bad.
okay, that's deep. Wow. So wow, that's full. Um, was there anything else you wanted to say about the time travel?
Oh, time travel. It could be achieved through meditation. Time travel is happening right now. We are time traveling right at this exact moment. There's meditations that you could do that you could directly tap into that time travel. The next, the what they had this race to space, this fake race to space. Where America fake won, and had this fake moon landing. Sorry, spoiler alert to everybody that thought the moon landing was real, but so
Yes.
there's all now there's a quantum inner race toward that to time travel. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and to do that and to master that sort of technology of time traveling. You know what I'm saying. So that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying. We see that happening right now. We got the quantum computers. We got all of these things. So you can tap into You can tap into time traveling through chanting, through
Absolutely.
meditations, and
Yeah.
things of that
I'm
nature.
just looking at you because you have a powerful energy around you. I could see you changing in front of me. My third eye can see that. I wanted to know because you connected to Mars with the Aries. So
Yeah.
what do you think about Elon Musk and him taking everyone to Mars in 8 years? What do you think of that?
Oh
I'm
well.
no judgment. I just want to hear it raw from how you feel about it.
Well, they got to be real about how you tap into space is not how they're telling you to tap into space. Like they're showing you, or you go up into this. First of all, they haven't got past the firmament. Let's just keep it a buck. They haven't got past that part, which
Clock it.
which is
Clock it.
which is the ozone layer. They haven't got
Right.
ozone layer, so they haven't got past that part. But how you get and really, you gotta be a melanated being to even go up there like that. You gotta
Yeah,
have.
because that's what we're consistent of. That's what I saw, the melanin coming off of you. But yeah, meditation is definitely the way. That's what I
Mhm.
said. What if,
Yeah,
what if, do you believe, what if there was no space?
there be water.
Well, I
And
say that in the sense that people say, oh, space isn't real. But I said, even if you think space isn't real, as within, so without, it's real because we created it. You get
water.
what I mean? Like when they say that South African Credible Twice say that the Zulus is connected to the planet Venus
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So the way you're saying it, and I'm just doing this for clarity because this is your thing. When you meditate, that's how I feel like they're doing the traveling to the different planets. I feel it's a form of leaving
Hmm.
the body. That's how we do the fourth dimensional shift, and all of that. Because people say, "Oh, I'm on fifth dimension." If they was on fifth dimension, they would be able to look through the walls and stuff. They wouldn't even be able to experience us. And the ones that's online, oh, I'm in 5D, and all of that, but they're not because the whole body would have changed already. It's they're in three-dimensional bodies, so it's a process into traveling through, like you're saying, with the meditations and things like that.
Hmm.
So, you said Elon Musk need to tell the truth, meaning it's no way to get from there physically. We would have to do it through our mind and through
Well, I mean, you could doubt space is real, but water is real. Water is real, and that's all of this is. It's just different levels of um it's just different
condense.
levels of water. Yes, it's just different densities of water. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? There was a point in time, if you look at the dragons, how like the Asian people portray how dragons are, and they look like salamanders. They look like sea creatures. You know what I'm saying? That's because they were swimming in the sky. And at points we could swim in the sky. There was no even need to have a plane or anything. You could actually swim in the sky because because all of this is liquid. You know,
Mm,
the way to
that's
go,
deep.
the way to
So
go to deep space is to go is actually to go through the ocean. When they talk about like the UFOs and stuff like that, the
Bermuda Triangle.
yeah, well, let the UFOs and stuff like that. All of them, they showed them coming out. They people was noticed them coming out of the water. You know what I'm saying? People would notice them coming out of the water. All of these UFOs and stuff that they seen recently. You know what I'm saying?
It's true though, because when I was 18, I had dreams like that. I didn't know what it was until we got to the knowledge later. But I saw machines coming out of the water, spinning very fast, and they go
Mm,
straight in the air and disappear. And it
yeah.
was very scary because they had us like in some type of a camp. We were in Conroe, Texas. I don't know why Conroe, Texas, but they
Mm,
had all of the people there, and they had us confined. We could move around. We could move around, we could eat, we could barbecue, but we could not leave this encampment.
mm.
But and at any time we would get attacked by the military. They would just have these weird things going on, and it was a vision that I saw. Don't know, it was just telling me something about the ocean. I'm starting to wonder more and more though, like you just said, we would be underwater if there was no space, which would be the like condensed the water in its
Well,
forms, or
we're
is that the
actually in
firmament?
water right now. It's just thinner. You know what I'm saying? This like we're actually in liquid.
In water
Yeah, at this moment,
right now.
me and you are submerged in water and in the H2O and liquid. You know what I'm saying? All of there's hydrogen um particles and all of
It
that stuff.
makes sense. It makes sense. I
So,
never heard it like that, but it makes sense. So would consciousness be water, or a form of water is consciousness? When Erica Badu say
absolutely.
water for your mind, even, I mean,
Be like water,
yeah,
Bruce
be
Lee.
water, my friend.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's like, that's all of that is connected. So, that's why clean water intake, is very important. I was very excited when they're talking about removing the fluoride from the water. You know what I'm saying? All of these different things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And because that's gonna help, raise the consciousness, you know what I'm saying, of people because what we're being fed, what we're being given to drink, all of that stuff is just straight poison. You know what I'm
What's the
saying?
name of that one guy? He's from Chicago. God, and he was an MC, way different. He made a whole album about water. Every song is about water, and he's an Aries. And I can't think of is it Mick Jenkins? Something like Mick Jenkins is what it's something like different. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna see if you tapped in with him. But this brother was out there, but I don't think the world was ready, man. It was like maybe 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah, well, you talk about rap and hip hop. Those you're when you talk about different rappers, people that are really into the craft, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's ancient. Hip hop wasn't created in 1980 in the Bronx and all of that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They're like that's when the commercialized form of that thing came out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But as far as rap and all of that stuff like that, that's like degree odds. That's like tapping in. This is like this
Poetry,
is like
chants,
wizardry.
wizardry. Yeah.
Like, it's just tapping into magic. So they talk. I know. Dave Chappelle had this skit where, he was had like Tupac rapping, and Tupac was saying everything that was happening in the party, and the music. You know what I'm saying? But you see these rappers, a lot of these rappers have things that they're saying and that have happened. You know what I'm saying? That that's going down, and they may not necessarily have understood it when they wrote it or when they said it, but it's just them tapping into that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So the parables. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Bible and the parables. That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all of that is different.
Poetry, like,
Yeah,
and chants and
yeah. So
Mother Goose.
exactly. So us getting into hip hop, we're tapping into what we see as the commercialized form of this. This is actually something that's ancient. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that we would have been tapping into, if, even if the word hip hop and that all that thing wasn't even around. You know, we were still in our ancient thing. So once we just realized that, we could see what's really happening. You know, we could dissolve the illusion in real time. You know what I'm saying?
And keep yeah, absolutely. Ashe. And keep that higher infinite powers healing our people. Make that in first place. Because it, like you know what you're saying, that's higher infinite powers healing our people, what we call hip hop now. But
Mm,
what Brother T is saying is that higher infinite power healing our people, that frequency in death, you know, divine energetic frequency rising. You
mm,
know,
mm-hmm.
we are that. I love that T. This is nice. You know, tell me more about that cosmic water though. So you talk about a salamander. I know you heard the octopus is supposed to also have outer space roots.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not a species that's from the planet
Yeah,
here.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and this is something that, of course, you have the octopus is a deep sea creature. You know what I'm saying? But it's a deep space creature. You know, so all of these beings that are we're seeing in deep sea is deep space. You know what I'm saying? So, you know all you know the water in space is connected. In order to go to Mars, you really have to go into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Go
This
deep.
is so powerful. This is like filling in keys. I don't mean to, I'm just excited because that's the as above, so below. That's the
Yeah.
waters being separated. And I feel that. I feel like I'm underwater sometimes. I've had dreams about being in water, but I'm like, how are we breathing in this? Because I walked on a boat and it was like a spirit. They were like from Kim. She gave me a key and it was a big key and they had a lot of doors and I'd never been on a cruise before, like a big cruise boat. I've been on little cruises but never like a cruise ship, you know, to go out of town for days, but it had a bunch of doors on it. And she
Hmm.
gave me the key and I knew then I was about, you know, maybe 30. It was years back, but they let me know I was opening up more keys of knowledge. That's
Hmm.
why we have to, so it's so important to pay attention to these dreams, all of that. The dream world is connected to water. This is going to be a dreamy month before we even go into Aries. We're in Pisces right now, which
Hmm.
is water, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of you know, Saturn and Pisces is operating together. So this dreaminess, we're about to see real spiritual things happen.
Hmm.
People that don't believe, the Saturn is going to make it tangible instead of just being lofty and dreamlike and stuff like that. But it's times when I feel like we're operating in a dream form. So I know the water is up and down all around us because I
Hmm.
just been trying to understand, like, so these powers of air is really still creatures of the water. They
Yeah.
talk about air, the powers of air. And you
Mhm.
talked about the dragon. Do you know anything about the reptile and the serpent? Do you have any information about them as a race, or us having a level of consciousness where the serpents and the reptiles once ruled Earth, or they were once the, you know, they say they fourth dimensional beings now. But is there anything you can weigh in on with dinosaurs or anything that deals with that reptile consciousness, the snake, you
Well,
know?
I mean, like, okay, so when you are come out of the sperm, the sperm and a tadpole, they look exactly alike. You know what I'm saying? And when you first start forming in the womb, you know, like your first few months of, well, not first few months, but like the first couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
going into the first few months, you are there's no this you're indistinguishable from a reptile.
Mm.
And so you are like that. That whole thing, the reptilian thing. People demonize the whole reptilian thing, and they make it like, oh, these evil reptilians and all of that stuff like that. But this is where we come from. They talk about these dinosaurs that were dragons. You know, that's what they really were, as these dragons. So, you know, we're that reptile thing is, you know, we're going to see it more and more. You know what I'm saying?
I want to just say this because I'm getting the channel right now.
Okay.
It said that they're gonna make themselves manifest because they already have. They
Mm,
came back through the year of the dragon, and this is the year of the snake. So this is why this is so interesting. Just this whole thing of becoming new. People talk about the snake, but the snake is also medicine. It could
Yeah.
be your poison, or it could be your power. You
Mm.
know, your power or your poison. How you want to use this venom? How you want? So a lot of the people we've been talking about the Adam and Eve story again. This talking
Well,
snake.
I'd write that down. It could be your poison or your power.
Or your power, yes.
Yeah.
You know, this snake. And we all shedding our skin. We becoming these new things now. We back to this tadpole thing. Because once we shed that skin, we're starting, it's like we got this new birth or new life into it. So we're gonna see this reptile energy in many forms. For
Oh
some,
well.
it will be fearful, scary. I'm just seeing it right now. It's coming in right now.
Mhm.
For some people, it will be fearful, but for others, they will see that because it's duality in all things. Everybody want to look at everything this way and label it so they can try to understand and control it. But I can see. I won't even tell you what I saw your face transform to. I won't tell you on live. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you in private.
Okay. Okay.
But I saw this Melchizedek energy. I've been meeting more people that's in the order that I'm also dealing in. I was born in that.
Yeah.
So those that are from that interest, that order, I know my people. When they talk about the seal in the Bible and all of that stuff, it's
Hmm.
certain light that emanates from people. That's the seal. That's how you know who they are. You know,
Hmm.
they light can be dimmed even when we doing or in darkness. It's still, you still see that light shining. And I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of light come off you today. And I definitely, we need to connect more. We need to connect more. When I do my retreats, I like to get with you with your brand and mine, and we can do things together. That's what this is
Yes.
about. It's
Yes.
not about cloud and all of this stuff. We all got something to give. I
Hmm.
told Brother Kefra today, Babalawo Kefra, I said, we argue about knowledge and stuff. And who knows this and thinking this is a threat because I'm a revolutionary and you're a healer or this and this. But when you go to a school, they have 7 to 8 subjects you're learning a day. Do you really think the math teacher is concerned with what the English teacher is teaching you or what the art teacher is teaching versus what the science or the reading teacher is teaching? So we have to have a full understanding of this knowledge. Or we wasting our time. That's why people so damn confused because they just want to put everything in one box. We are learning. This is the universal university. So
Hmm.
we're here to get these keys. And if we don't get it now, we're gonna have to get it later. We're
Yeah.
gonna die ignorant and stupid and reversing in loops. So we
Mm.
need to show love to each other. And I feel a space of love right now and an elevation and frequency that's so high. I'm just thank you.
Oh yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Let me
I
say
say,
just something, Cola, that I want to tell you exclusively because you actually talked about it, you tapped on it, because you know I did do an 801-day liquid fast.
yes, I wanted to talk about it. Yes, go ahead. Yes, this man is
Three
brilliant.
years. I did a celebratory, or what I would call it, sort of like a hunger strike for Trayvon Martin, where I just drank liquids. You know what I'm saying? And how that whole thing started. I'll just go briefly how the whole thing started.
Say it again, how many days you did this fast for? I was trying to
800,
tell my son.
801 days.
How much?
801 days.
801. That's over a year, brother.
That's over. That's close to 3 years.
That's like years. So
That's
yeah,
close
so go ahead and
to
tell
three
us
years.
about
Yeah,
this
yeah. So
fast. 801 days, you
yeah.
guys.
So that was close to 3 years. I
Three
did.
years.
I didn't eat anything, any solid foods. I just drank liquids. I did a lot of juicing and things of that nature. So when I first started, I called on a hunger strike for Trayvon Martin when he was initially murdered, and they didn't arrest the killer yet. So they didn't arrest George Zimmerman yet. So um, I called all my people to two Raw for TV people to do a hunger strike, for till he was arrested, and so we did a hunger strike. There was a lot of people with me at that time, that were doing the hunger strike, that were doing this liquid fast, and 30 days after that happened. So after he was murdered, we started the hunger strike, and 30 days later, um, I'll tell you the exact time. There was a earthquake in Indonesia. You know what I'm saying? And at that same time, that's when they arrested him. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, this hunger strike thing is working. So I was like, okay, that's what's up. So, you know, he was arrested. It was a victory. So when um, you know, the verdict came out and it was not guilty, that, you know, Trayvon Martin really, that case, I really took that case and put it to heart. See, there's just so much stuff that, you know, it's been so many people since Trayvon Martin that have been killed, you know, after that. But that particular case really took me over the edge, you
Yeah,
know.
that was hard. And I think it also planted, not to cut you off, but it planted seeds here in America for people that were totally just, I don't know where they were.
Yeah,
But that was the first time that even people that's Christians or just all people, they really take, I'm not going to say Christians, I'm not going to target them because they know about the revolution from the 60s, but I'm just speaking to it opened up the eyes of people of all races. But go
yeah,
ahead. I just wanted
yeah.
to,
So yeah,
not all races, you know what I mean? It was
yeah.
global. It was big. It was global.
So yeah,
Everybody wearing them damn hoodies. I was ready to choke somebody
right,
when I said, "Oh God, I didn't made it Hollywood."
right. So I called on another hunger strike, and you know, I was saying we got to have justice, we got to have liberation for Black people, and so I called on this hunger strike until I seen that happen. You know what I'm saying? So when I when I started, I had a lot of people with me. There were so many people with me, a lot of listeners, a lot of people were with me, and then okay, after about a month, you know, a lot of people dropped off, and now after a month and a half, it was like nobody, everybody was going back to Eden, and I'm like, okay, this
So
is
what kept you going like that? That's a long time, brother.
just that whole thing. I at that time, my thing was this, and I said this in other interviews, I said this in videos talking about it. I felt that somebody had to die for this, even if it was me. Somebody had to die for this, and I was willing to even to go there. And so when I started doing this fast, I mean, I was that's when I started really going really deep as far as like with the demonstrations and different things like that, and really I was super radical as far as like with my the demonstrations and stuff like that. Like I was on the edge, confronting the police, and I mean, it was a lot of stuff happening at that time. That's when um, CNN and Fox News and all that stuff like that, they were on my behind about all these demonstrations and stuff like that I was doing. And so what happened? 801 days. So that this happened at the same time period. I was on that hunger strike when the whole thing happened at the state house with the Ku Klux Klan and everything like that. Um, there was a okay. You guys look up hashtag FYF911, which is fuck your flag 911.
Right.
Biggest flag demonstration, a burning demonstration that happened, and actually was the reason why Donald Trump actually became president, because he was the one that even was like he was that was one of his main platforms. He's like, oh, these flag burners and blah, and he wanted me to go to Guantanamo Bay and all this other stuff like that. He was on my ass too, and
So it's hashtag FYF
hashtag FYF911,
911. Okay.
hashtag FYF911.
Okay.
So you know that really had the media like really on my ass. And what really started it, I was sort of it really was me trolling the media, because we were doing demonstrations and stuff like that, and I would notice that when we would go to a place and start and do our demonstration, the police and the news media would already be there. So I was like, okay, there's somebody in my camp that's talking to the news or talking to the police or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a demonstration where I know I'm about to piss them the fuck off. I'm about to piss every pink person off on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? We're gonna burn the American flag on 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
You burnt the American flag?
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
I didn't know what kind of flag.
Bob, the American flag on 9/11. Yeah, that's so that's what the whole fuck your flag 9/11 was about. It was about, what we were saying was, we were burning these flags on 9/11 because we were holding the parties responsible for 9/11
Mm.
accountable. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
so did they make arrests for you guys burning flags or no?
I mean, people got arrested. People definitely got arrested during this whole thing because it's a whole thing where it wasn't just burning flags. You know what I'm saying? We were encouraging all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were snatching flags off people's yards and all people's. You know what I'm saying?
And I heard you say that, but I heard you look. I heard you say that, right? What's up, Kesey?
Yeah.
I brought. Look, that's the one I was speaking to when I was speaking about gangs, and I said he's in his 20s, and I
Hmm.
said that he was just like also speaking to the feeling he had about gangs, and we've all starting to see now how everything's connected, and we're just people. We are the world, all of us. That's my brother down there, Mr. MC. We doing good. He said, "How you doing?"
Peace, peace. I'm supreme. I'm supreme.
He out of Oakland, so he knows some of that radical energy we're talking about right now. Shout out to Oakland,
Hey, shout out
California.
to Oakland, man. I love Oakland because Oakland's actually Oakland in the Bay Area. That is one of my biggest bases as far as like Two Rover TV. Like I need to go out. I need to get out there. I need to go to Oakland. I need to
Well,
go
yeah. Let me know when you planning on doing that. Cause
soon.
I wouldn't mind being in the vicinity because I just got back from Cali and I'm planning on going back soon.
Okay.
But I heard you say that you burnt the flag. I'm dramatic. I'm a Leo moon, so I heard you say that. But
Yes.
I had to process what you're literally saying, that you guys are like doing burning flags,
Yeah. So
American flag.
yeah. So I was like, this is gonna piss him off. I'm gonna burn the American flag on 9/11, and like that was me trolling the media. Like that was me because I was like, okay, so you guys are gonna show up and someone's talking. I'm gonna give you something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I came up with the hashtag FYF 9/11. Me and a couple people. Um, I'm gonna put his name out there big time. Well, let me not put his name out there right now. But yeah. So it was like a lot of people that were involved in this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody across the nation. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember Eric Shepard? He was doing the Eric Shepard challenge. He was actually one of the people involved in this whole thing as well. But so this whole movement was happening, and that really okay. So that goes back to the 801 day. So when that happened, there was a lot of people that were involved, and a lot of people that got arrested and different things of that nature, but they're different protests and demonstrations and stuff like that. So there was a podcast that happened right the day after 9/11 and the day after the flag burning demonstration. I did a podcast with this woman named I Empress Segmet. You know what I'm saying? And um, talking about the success of FYF 9/11. You know what I'm saying? How it really was a success and how it really changed the mind frame of people, raised the consciousness of people. And so seeing in Fox News these white extremist groups, all were, they were all on our ass. And long story short, I Empress Segmet was going to do a video are going to do an interview on Two Rover TV. So she made this video promoting her interview on Two Rover TV, and they made it out. They in the interview she was saying that it was open season for white people and police, right? And so yeah, so that became a big deal. Like as soon as we put the video out, it went super viral. and Channel 2 was on it and stuff like that. And she ended up, the terrorist task squad ended up kicking in her door. It was so crazy. The terrorist task squad ended up kicking in her door. Like the time, as soon as they had to look, they had to be watching. So they saw when me and my men, my security detailed at that time, we left. Right, we had a whole community that we were looking at, and we were at her house. We were at Iron Segment's house. So after she made that video, went super viral. Terrorist task squad. As soon as we left, they ended up kicking in her door, arresting her. You know, it made Fox News, all that stuff like that, and what ended up happening was they ended up canceling Two Rover TV on that same day. On the same day she got arrested, they kicked Two Rover TV off of Blog Talk Radio.
So is
So
that how you lost that big following? Because when I met you, you had just it was some big thing that happened, and you said you were starting over
yeah, I
with your
mean, yeah,
page.
I was kicked off the internet for a minute. So I just, I was kicked off Blog Talk for a second, and I had to, I was just going in the streets. You know, I was just taking it to the streets for 6 months. And then I brought Two Rover TV back on the internet. But at that time, when that whole thing happened, I was, they kicked me off the internet because they had a whole letter writing campaign to Blog Talk Radio, like pink people were so mad about that. They were like, "This guy's a domestic terrorist," and blah 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 blah, and all that stuff like that. So they kicked me off that same day. They kicked me off on that was July. When was that? May 24th, 2015. I think that was September. No, it was September 24th. September 24th, 2015. They kicked me off the air. You know what I'm saying? And um so then after that, we I realized, I had a realization about my fast. I was like, you know what? Black people are liberated. And is right now we have a decision whether to fight or flight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
so I had that realization, and so that was on 801 days. 801 days. So I started back eating soft, like bananas and oranges and things of that nature. And I
So
started.
what are some of the things your body went through? That's a long time. 801 days, you
So,
guys. This brother
so here's
fast.
yeah. So here's the thing that I'm revealing on Metaphysical Mondays that I haven't talked about, and it goes back into the serpent thing and all of that stuff like that. My
Bring
whole
it.
my for I would say for about 5 months, my whole skin shed just like a snake. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like my skin shed, like seriously. Like after that fast, you know what I'm saying? That's when my my skin started shedding. I got a new skin. I got a whole new
That's your cells was recharging.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that we shed until the other day when me and my dad we looked up dust. I said I'm gonna Google dust because we're always talking about why do things always get dusty again. No
Mm,
matter how clean you keep the house, it's always like this dust. Where does it come from? You
mm.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
particles.
and one of the things that they said was in dust is human skin cells.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's
that's part of so that means we're shedding all the time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
My I did a whole like it, and it was gross. It was nasty. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My
He
body.
said, "Yeah, dust is our skin." And yeah,
Yeah,
dust. Yeah,
yeah.
when that.
So my
Ugh.
skin literally shed, and so I became anew, and so that's one of the things that happened during that whole fast. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole skin shed. You know
And
what I'm
how
saying?
did you and how did you like? What did you do to stay motivated? I know were you just letting it be like if I die, I die, or what were you doing to keep your mind off of? That's a long time, brother.
What, 801 days?
That's a very long time. I mean,
Yeah.
some people probably don't even. Some people probably have trouble believing you. Like, no, you didn't do that.
Oh well,
You know.
I mean it. The people, I had a whole lot of people with me. Like you, like if you ask anybody from that time period, I documented it. You know what I'm saying. But 801 days during that time period, it was like I lost a lot of weight at first, right? So I lost an extreme amount of weight at first. I went down to like 100 pounds.
Damn, what did your family say? Like, I know people had to be like, "What is going on with you, brother?"
They hated it. My family definitely hated it. They were just like, no, everybody thought I was gonna die. You know, people didn't want me to do it. You know, I would go to people's house on these different holidays, and I would just be drinking liquids. They'll be like,
They probably was like, "Boy, what did you you coming?" Oh my God, T, would you recommend this for real? You don't know who watching, and you see Kesey in the audience. He said he about to go on a fast himself, and we know it's healthy. It is, but
right.
would you recommend that long of a period to anybody?
Well, this is what I would say about that because there was a whole I had a whole other inspiration. It was a whole divine thing that was happening. You know what I'm saying? So that was really fueling and inspiring that whole thing when I was not eating at all. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that were with me, I know there was like a Mexican girl, right? She was trying to do this fast with me. She ended up passing out she was working and she ended up passing out and stuff like that on at her job and all sorts of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
After how long?
this was after like a couple weeks.
Oh
You know
God!
what I'm saying?
Wow!
You
Wow!
know what I'm saying. I just kept on going because you got to remember, Cola, that I had this whole mindset that somebody's got to die for this. Even
Right.
if I got to die, somebody's got to die. Another thing that I'm going to reveal to you on Metaphysical Mondays is that I was actively hunting George Zimmerman. So I was saying if somebody's got to die for this, even if I got to die, somebody's going to die. So I went to Sanford, Florida. Matter of fact, um, I went to Sanford, Florida, 2 weeks after the verdict.
So that was your motivation then. When I asked you what was it that kept, it was the the will for the you doing a sacrifice for him, but you was hunting that dude. Now
Yeah,
that's big. So you said that this case just touched you in a way, or it hit a lot of our nerve because of the fact that he was a young boy and how cocky Zimmerman was, and and they had
yeah,
people that was cheering that he won, and so I got into some arguments right
oh,
here in Beaumont,
yeah,
Texas,
yeah,
myself.
yeah. That whole thing. Well, when I went, I'm gonna write about this. I'm currently actively writing about this during my 801 day fast. But I went to Sanford, Florida, 2 weeks after the verdict. I saw how that whole thing was going down. I interacted with a lot of the people out there, and one of my people from South Carolina actually gave me this address where um, he said that was George Zimmerman's address. You know what I'm saying? So we went down there and yeah, I was actively hunting him, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, and I'll just say it like this, when I was down there was some shots fired. There was some shots fired. There was some, different things that were happening. Of course, he's still here. You know what I'm saying? And he's in hiding. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not just in regular general population to use jail terminology. But um, you know, I was actively hunting him,
Wow.
and so
Wow.
I that was one of the things too. Is I just someone had to pay for this.
Hmm.
So
Mm. You had that old Chelsea spirit going, man. I mean, I'm just. this old goon, the old Chelsea. You had it just that arrow.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's deep. That's real deep. You know, I'm not gonna say this online because that's deep. So wow.
Well, you got to see this is where you had to go to TV, subscribe, and I
Yeah.
more fuller story than just on Facebook, and
Yeah,
saying
do the drop, do the drop. So if y'all want to get the raw and uncut, the revolution will not be televised, but you can check out everything on 2 raw for TV.net. No, dot .tv. Say
yeah,
that for me. 2
Raw
raw,
TV. So that's number 2,
number
RAW,
2.
number 4, TV.tv.
Right on, right on. Okay, that's deep. That's deep. Wow. So if you can say how would you explain Elon Musk in one word? That's been a question I've been asking the
Elon Musk in one word. That is so funny. Um,
for TV, Kesey, 2 rod in the number 4 TV.tv.
yes.
Thank you. But go ahead. Oh yeah, take your time.
I would say Elon Musk in one word, like troll. He is the
Troll.
He is the ultimate internet troll. That's why he bought X. You know what I'm saying? So he could just be the ultimate internet troll. So he could have all the ultimate memes and you
He
you know,
is a Leo, so he loves all that attention.
yeah,
So, do you think he's a genius, or do you think he just Willy Wonka and Walt Disney put together, and just a kid with a lot of money that could just create whatever he conceives? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think
Walt Disney is also a genius, as
yeah,
is
yeah,
Willy Wonka.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm not opposed to what Elon Musk is doing at all. Like like to me, the seeds of our demonstrations and everything like that are popping up. I don't see how people, if you have been in these demonstrations, you know that the FBI comes from them trying to stop the rise of a black messiah. How can you know that, right? How can you know that the FBI is to stop the rise of a black messiah and then say, "Oh, they're taking everybody out the FBI." Like this is what we've been demonstrating for. Now they're federally doing it. You know what I'm saying?
and
They're
then yeah, that's deep.
they're,
Wow.
yeah, they're federally taking down the FBI and all of these institutions that have not served black people at all, that have been the bane of black people's existence, that have been harmful to black people. The FBI, the CIA,
CIA.
the
Yeah.
DEA, the Department of Education, all of these institutions have done harm to black people, and now on a federal level, like they're taking them down, and it's like, how can you be mad at that?
Yeah,
How
no,
can
we
you
can't be. People
like,
just don't
oh,
like to. They
like
don't like to be in discomfort, so they don't understand how deep revolution really goes. That's
yeah,
why I say every fight ain't our fight. Sometimes you just got to sit back and drink the tea and let them do what they do because they dismantling their own system.
right.
If you
Well,
want to be real about it,
this has happened because of this. If FYF 9/11 didn't happen, them dismantling the FBI wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? If
right, right, okay. I heard that. Give me one moment, Kesey. I hear that. I want to address that. Let me see if I can post it up here. Yeah, that's gonna be the comment of the video. He said, "I love that we're dismantling it." That's basically what he's saying. He said, "But what are they gonna replace it with?" See, we should we be concerned with what they're gonna replace it with as we're shifting our consciousness?
well,
Um,
as we're shifting our consciousness, we got to know that these beings are not here. They're like placeholders. It's like a bookmark. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
when you're finished with the book, you don't need the bookmark anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. So these people are at zero population growth, which means they're dying off quicker than they're being born. You know what I'm saying? So everything that is being put in place right now is actually going to enhance black people. No fluoride in the water. You know, taking junk food, taking the red dye out of things, and the high fructose corn syrup, all of that stuff is going to increase the consciousness of black people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, you know, dismantling the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, all of that are just awesome things. The FBI was created specifically to stop the rise of a black messiah. That
And
was
what were the police created for specifically?
what's that?
And what were the police created for specifically?
The slave patrol. You know what I'm saying? Slave.
Okay, yeah. So astrologically, all of this makes sense, and this is why I'm telling people don't give into that fear factor. We operating on different systems now. You know all of those little ants that complain in our comments. Oh, y'all going to hell? Oh, you talking about the Lord or whatever? All of those things like that. I don't even hear that shit no more because it's like we're on two different radio stations. So that
Yeah,
little shit just getting smaller and smaller to me. You
yeah,
can't troll me with that
yeah.
because I know I know where they're coming from and I know where they are. So you got
Yeah.
to just let people be who and what they are. So since you did have the kind of a didn't really like how Trump was coming, what do you think of the relationship between him and Elon Musk? Is that a positive thing, or they
Well,
like Pinky in the Brain, or what do you think?
I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be some exclusive stuff to Metaphysical Mondays as well. You know, you're getting a lot of exclusive material. Um,
Thank you.
at, at that time and that's why there's a timeline shift. There's a shift. There's a big time timeline shift in consciousness. You know, at that time, I was really opposed to Donald Trump and all of this stuff like that when he was first running. You know what I'm saying? I was really anti Donald Trump and everything that he was doing. You know, he's a Nazi, da 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 da, all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm not opposed to the stuff that he's doing now. I'm not. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna. Now here's my thing: vote for self, do for self. The you know what I'm saying, the lesser of two evils is still evil. You
Hmm.
know, ultimately we vote for ourselves. I didn't vote or anything like that. But I understood the mission, that Donald Trump's an anomaly. He's like an anomaly in the machine. You know what I'm saying? He's an anomaly in this whole thing. He's not a politician. He's here
Hmm.
to disrupt. He's bringing down the FBI. How can you sit here and be a black man and say he's bringing down the FBI? I don't like that. Like,
It kind of sounded like Jesse Jackson when he was crying when Obama when Obama was elected or he made it in office. And
yeah,
Jesse Jackson was crying because he wanted to be the one. He wasn't crying because it was tears of joy. He was like,
yeah.
and
Ultimately,
that's what I was talking about though. Everybody want to be the first one because they not about righteousness. They want to be more right than righteous. And we have to get out of that. Because the whole point is during the riots that we just had with George Floyd, I didn't go out to Oakland that first night because I knew I would be nothing but bad for those children.
mm-hmm,
Good though. Good though. But other adults would have been like, why she acting like that? And she's a grown woman.
mm-hmm,
Because I don't give a shit. At that point, I was thinking it was time to start from zero. Because what happened was it was so much respect lost for our country. Everybody is tired. So we are on a reset. These energies are being leveled off with this Pluto U.S. Pluto return because they signed that treaty back in the day, 1776, and they misused their power. What I love about white people is that when they want to play devil's advocate, they love to go and tell on everybody. They do. They've been doing this all through history. They love to document things and they love to be the one that say, come here, black people. Let me tell you about him. Jesus is really black or whatever it is. And they always, and so when they have that mindset, we benefit from that. So
yeah.
I'm loving, I'm agreeing with it. We in Age of
Yeah.
Aquarius now. So all this stuff you're saying.
Well, and another thing that happened, you know, I talked about it. You know, I did bring Judge Joe Brown to Atlanta 30 days
Mm-hmm.
prior to the election happening, and I told him, I was like, look, we gotta break this democratic spell that's over our people. Like that
Mm-hmm.
democratic, this democratic thing that's happening, and it's just this weird thing. Like there's a spell, and it had to do with the vaccine and all that stuff. I was like, we had to crack that spell. So when he came out here and he said, if you guys look up Judge Joe Brown in Atlanta, it'll be the first thing that pops up. You know that him at him at the Conscious Cipher Festival. You
Okay.
and he broke that spell. Like that was October 5th um of last year. You know what I'm saying? He broke, not last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year. So he broke that spell. That was that video went super viral, 60 million views, probably even more than 60 million views. 60 million views just what I was calculating. Um but I mean that thing went super viral, and you could actually see when Kamala's campaign broke. So a lot of people are like, okay, who are they trying to blame people for Kamala losing? You blame me. I'm sorry, I made it happen. I definitely cracked her whole campaign open. Her after that Judge Joe Brown thing, her whole campaign was they were trying to manufacture that thing. You know what I'm saying? And if that would have happened, it would have been the same old thing. They would have been bringing out the virus. We would have been doing the whole pandemic thing and all that stuff like that. And if black people would have went to sleep, you
Yeah,
know.
would have went. That's what they constantly doing, trying to rock us back to sleep. I wanted to address one thing. Kesey was asking about what would they replace it with. Well, that's one of the things we want to be mindful of too, because like I posed in that show when we came back with Brother Ish Bay about the state of our nation now, like where we at now with everything. Um, why they creating these meta worlds and these spaces where our souls and spirits is totally being engaged into a non-existent world. It's this fake shit that's going through our mind like we on Matrix or something.
Yeah.
My question is, what are they doing on the outside world while we sitting there with these things on our head and all plugged in?
Right.
So that goes back to what would they replace it with?
Yeah.
So that how are they harnessing our energy? I mean, that's an interesting thing.
Well,
But I guess it depends on if you take the red pill or the blue pill. That's red and blue again, huh?
and I think that um more thought out question. I wouldn't say more thought out, but I would say um a different question I would ask is, what are we going to replace it with?
Come
You
on,
know,
come on. That's what I'm
we're not
talking.
talking about
You
them.
heard that,
You
Kesey?
know,
What are we gonna replace it with?
What
We
are
gotta
what
stop
are
giving them
we
power
gonna,
like that.
what are we going to replace it with? Because we always are like, that I don't see the pell mell as the ultimate mighty power. This guy is he they're at zero population growth. They're dying off quicker than they're being born. You know what I'm saying? They have an expiration date of 2030. You know what I'm saying? That that
Yeah,
that's in a couple of years. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they're dying off by the fentanyl and all that other stuff like that. Like what are we gonna replace it with? We gotta think. We gotta unify the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
We
trying to
gotta
tell these people.
worry about what they're doing. Like all that stuff. We need to be back and watching this thing and eating the popcorn and watching it just like a reality show. You got a reality star as as the so-called president of the United States. This whole thing's a reality show. This whole thing's a reality show. Step back,
Absolutely.
watch it, enjoy it. Let's converge. Let's get together. Let's connect. Join to raw for TV.tv. Connect with different people of like minds, and that's what I'm saying. That's how we're going to who are we going to replace the FBI?
That's where I'm at with it, and I just want to, we all here, each one teach one, but that's what I'm always telling people. They give too much power to even say they're conscious people. That like the older generation, they would come on my platform like, "Are y'all ready? Do y'all have all of this stuff? Ready for what?" See, people are always constantly, they giving this system so much power. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
we gonna be doing? So what we doing all of this studying for? What are we doing all this marching for? If we can't use these tools, that's what I'm about on Soljet community. If we can't make this tangible for this day and time, why are we reading all that stuff? Why are
Right.
we talking and studying if it don't mean nothing? We just
Right.
sitting here fantasizing, oh, we used to be kings and queens. What the hell they got to do with 2025? And
Mm,
staying alive, thriving, and surviving.
mm,
So all we offering our people is sustainability and what was how do I say it? Sustainability and survival. But what about progressiveness? We
mm,
have to get to the next level. And the way that we change the world is to change our mind. If we don't stop, we can't change the way we think. We're gonna continue to. It's the world will be changing around you, and you still on the wrong mindset. And that's
mm.
what's gonna happen to a lot of people, unfortunately, because they won't let go of that, as you say, the pale male God or whatever. Um, but yeah, Ashe, man. Let me see if there's any other questions. No, but yeah, that's what I'm with you on that. T. I love that. I love what you're saying. This, that's what it's about.
Mm.
The world, when you change, everything around you change. We haven't changed.
Exactly. So now, what I'm saying, like, what happened with the fuck your flag 9/11 thing? If you go back on that time period, there was closet racists. You know what I'm saying? There was closet racists, but when we start burning flags and taking flags off people out of people's houses, and what I'm saying, doing different things like that, those closet racists came out the closet. You know what I'm saying? And all of them voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, they rather that than a woman. No, I told them that they got a lot to do with the matriarch too. They're not gonna do that. I told them that. I said I don't even know why y'all getting mad. Kamala's not gonna win because those men are not gonna put a woman in office like that. They're not gonna do it. They had men that hate Trump that voted for Trump because they don't want a woman in office, and that's of every race. So he said, "Have we heard about the last president book?" No, I've never heard of that. Have you, T?
what's that?
He said, "Have we ever heard of the last president book?"
The last president book? No, I'm not familiar with the
No, I've
last.
never heard that. So, wow, that's heavy. Wow, that's so heavy, T. I don't even know what else to say. It's just you got to come back on the show. Would you be willing to be one of the panelists when I do the panel? You don't have to do it all the time, but there's certain topics we pose,
Oh
and
yeah.
in order to build community, I want to hear what my audience think. I want to hear what the people that really support the new Soljet community think. Uh, and so we'll have like topics, and twice a month we're gonna do some different panels. And I would love to have you as a panelist sometime if you'd like to just come on and you know, when you have time.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely, definitely. I'll definitely be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, I'm a supportive 100% of the Cola Soul Jet community. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Thank you.
I've been following you for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
I think even longer than you even know.
Wow.
And
And you interviewed me too. So I want to put that out there. So if y'all go to Two Raw for TV, y'all can see an interview that me and T
yeah,
also
yeah,
did. So you've been following me a long time. I think you
yeah.
like a
Since
long time.
Black supremacy.
Wow. Since
I
I was on that.
mean, it's still black supremacy. That's on rapping black supremacy. But I'm saying you know what I'm saying when I
Yeah,
say
I
that.
know what you're talking about when I was radical as hell. But it's damn near a book based on Donald Trump, I think. But the book was released in 1896.
Oh, with Barron and all of that stuff like that. Oh yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's definite. That's what I'm talking about, the time travel thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's the race to time travel, and we could do that. We could do that. You know what I'm saying? With different chants, different meditations. Um, that if you look at the Thoth, the Thoth book. I'm trying to think of the name of
The Book of the Dead or the Metal Netter or what?
no, the oh my gosh, the Thoth, the
Emerald Tablets?
Emerald Tablets of Thoth.
Yeah, the
You
thought
know
the
what I'm
thought
saying?
book about Tahuti thought.
So
I feel really good. I'm not gonna go on and on, but the spirit is moving, and I'm feeling really good right now. I definitely would like for you to come on a retreat with us. The only people that can be on retreats, other than people I already know, are people that's actually members, because I am gonna do the subscriptions here on YouTube, and also the people that get to be panelists. They're the ones that are actually subscribers and members on the Facebook Denim Design page. And when I have my book sale, they're the ones that get the first picks on the books. So you may want to subscribe. It's only 99 cents a month. Y'all playing me cheap, but that's all right. But yeah, T, I'm loving it. Do you have anything else? I know I've had you for a while, so anything else you
Yeah,
want to?
well, I appreciate it. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just want to give people these dates because I'm celebrating my born day all this month. You guys, you
March 23rd.
yes, if you support the movement, you can hit me up. $ Palmetto Star. You guys see the Cash App right there. But also, we're going to be having an event, Raw Lit Live. Musician beat makers. We're going to have a rap cipher, a hip hop cipher out there. We're going to have live performances. We're going to have the best food. All the people that's moving and shaking out here in the city
They're gonna be there.
are going to be out there. So you got
March 23rd.
that's going to be March 23rd. We're going to be at 427 Edgewood Avenue Southeast. Get your pens and paper out. Get your phones out so you guys can know. So March 23rd, we're going to be at 427 Edgewood Avenue Southeast. That's Joystick Game Bar. That's going to be from it's from 8 to midnight. So it's from 8 to midnight. It's on the advance tickets are only $12 and you can get them at the mahoganyroots.com. That's TheMohagoni roots.com. You guys can get your tickets there. Another date that even if you aren't in Atlanta, you need to be in Atlanta is it's going to be April 26th. That's the next month. So, you know what I'm saying? Come to Atlanta on March 23rd. And then on April 26th, we're going to have an impact. We're going to be making a great impact. And that's going to be a community event we're going to learn to increase weekly productivity. We're going to be promoting different businesses and projects. And then we're going to have enhancing people's communication skills and things of that nature. And that's going to be on April 26th.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be at 1483 Chattahoochee Avenue Northwest in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, and you guys could actually contact 404-661-9293 to get more information about that. But that's going to be a major thing. I've been talking about that.
And what is that one called?
Impact. That's
Impact.
Yep. That's going to be called the Impact Community Revival Event.
Okay, wow. That sounds nice. I definitely got to get out because we got
Yeah.
to spread that love and everything. But I really enjoyed this, man. I mean, that water thing, I saw it. That's why I was like, because
Yes.
I didn't know you were gonna go that deep with the stuff because honestly, I study that. Me and Kesey, we talk about this stuff all the time because people
Mhm.
and children are saying that space isn't real now on TikTok and everything.
Yeah.
And they even showed people that saying they didn't and even what I was saying about Elon Musk. That's why I asked you that because Ish was saying that what he was saying really made sense from their observations and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. I would have to see and is believing. I'm not convinced yet. But like I said, before I judge Elon Musk, I need to see. I can't just go based on emotionalism because you don't like a person or you don't understand what's going on. So you don't want to make those type of that's something else that we have to stop doing. We'll just make a statement on somebody based on, what we feel about them, but not looking at the facts or looking at
Yeah,
what's going
I
on.
don't have. I really don't have an issue with what they're doing. How they're exposing government
I
stuff.
love all of that.
That's
Expose them. I love it.
what I'm saying. Like how they're like
I
sending
love it.
dollars to like all that stuff. Like, come on, like if you're opposed to that, like that's kind of like it's a real
Is they
fun.
on the program? If they're opposed to it, they're still on the program. So they're
Yes,
operating like this, and that's what
yes,
I'm talking about. Even the revolution, even in our revolution, is still a program being ran. They
yeah,
get mad when I talk about that, but the tape got to be broken because we just start winding up. Think about the death march of the ants. And I know you probably heard me say that before. The ants will keep marching because they going by pheromone, right? But as soon as the leader is taken off course, they just keep going. They all off order. They going and going, 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 and they'll march
mhm,
like idiots until they just drop dead. Nothing will stop them. That's the same way that consciousness loops around. And we're not evolving, we're revolving, and everybody mad. And oh, the white man, that's why I don't have a job and I ain't took care of my kids because the white man. Come on, man. We in
Yeah.
the moment right now. We are in. All we have is the right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what
yeah.
are we gonna do right now?
Yeah, exactly. Also, I want to say this. I want to say this, Cola, is I want to say that if you want to know more about FYF 9/11, we do have a documentary on TV. It's called American Extremism. What we did, it was actually a hit piece. It's actually this is actually a documentary that was made about Two Rover TV, where they were
Mm.
talk junk about Two Rover TV and all this other stuff like that. But it actually exposes the fake news. It actually exposes the mainstream mayonnaise media and how they operate. You know what I'm saying? So it's called American Extremism. It's the untold story of Two Rover TV. You could get it on TV. It's only $1.
Okay.
100 stars. So you go on the website and how Two Rover TV operates. TV is we do have a star system, so someone can actually give you stars, and that's
Yeah.
equates
Like
to
Facebook.
yeah, but that equates to money on
Right.
two.
Okay.
So you get 100 stars at $1, and
Okay.
so each star is a penny. So you get 100 stars. And it's only $1 on TV, and it's called American Extremism: The Untold Story of TV. It was initially a hit piece, saying all this stuff about TV, but it exposes the inner workings of the mainstream mayonnaise media fake news.
The mayonnaise media, y'all. The mayonnaise media fake news, these trauma actors and
Yes.
benefactors of the bull crap. But yeah, this has been great. I would love you. Not only that, we'll talk more about it because when I it's just a lot. March is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be a fast year. It's a lot
Yeah.
of loops that's gonna be thrown at us, but we're gonna just ride the wave of fire
Oh
and not
yeah.
allow that to stop us. But I know for facts. I think there when I do the retreats and I have people come in as facilitators and stuff or to do instructional stuff, I definitely want to see what we can how I can work with you and to Raw for TV with all
Yes.
the background you have. We gotta talk for sure.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
time to level up, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
And let me see anything else what was saying. Kesey just said, yeah, the Agent Smith talks, that Agent Smith folk talk, yeah. Yeah. Maya media is crazy. Oh yeah, Mayo media is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Mainstream mayonnaise media. That's what it is. The fake news.
Mainstream mayonnaise media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried. A lot of people are out there in fear. I don't feel fear. I feel excitement. There is some things that are going to be challenging, but I think we're living in very exciting times and
Yeah.
we're very
Oh
blessed
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
on this planet right now in these times. We already
Yeah.
80s children. We already came out as Gen Xers. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but this is exciting times to me
It's
because we get
exciting
this.
times, and it's exciting times. There's a lot of things that's happened that people don't even realize that's happened. Do you know that literally Donald Trump made every American citizen a millionaire? He said that it costs $5 million to be an American citizen now. So you gotta pay $5 million to be. So now your citizenship right now is worth $5 million. We haven't even explored that.
Well, it went up 4 million. Because you remember back in the day, it might have been natural Tahuti. They were saying when they was teaching the Moors was teaching us different things about what those documents meant and everything. They were
Mhm.
saying then that the birth certificate was worth about that because when we supposed to they said if they ever negotiate the debt that we owe Rome or wherever,
Mhm. Mhm.
they said that they can literally put us back into slavery. Back then is what they were saying, like because they could only put us because of the debt, but I think they negotiate every 70 years, so most of us will be dead anyway. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, or whatever. But and I don't know if I'm saying that right. If there's some Moors out there or people that know what I'm talking about, you could correct me, or if I'm wrong, or give us some clarity on that.
Yeah.
Even after on the replay. But
But
that's interesting because he said it was worth 1 million, and even what they said about the Social Security card that it don't belong to us, it belongs to them.
yeah.
So you're telling us Trump then gave us $4 million profit
Oh yeah,
over
yeah.
this thing.
You got so anybody that's coming to America right now, they got to pay $5 million for a gold card.
So
That's
I
what.
should be getting married then, huh? I should go ahead and just just go on and marry some people in, huh?
They,
It's money in that. So look, all y'all brothers out there that don't like working, go on and go marry somebody. Y'all work $4 million.
5 million. It's $5 million, and
That's
then
crazy.
people are worried, and there's gonna be a whole nother discussion. I hate to open this can of worms at the end, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that are worried, man, and hey, they've been compromised, they've been vaccinated. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
So
ooh. You
you
know
know,
what? That's a good.
so you
That's a
can't
good panel discussion. I'm gonna put that down
you
for a panel
can't
discussion.
discount. I'm gonna just say it like this: 9 out of 10 people that were Kamala supporters and voting for Kamala and the Democrats and all that stuff like that. 9 out of 10 of
Mhm.
them were vaccinated.
Damn.
9 out of 10.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that vax is also another thing that's divided people because that's you got those nanobots in you. You know what I'm saying? And
And they shedding and stuff too.
right, it's I mean you know what I'm saying. So we're seeing all of that. All of that is happening right now. But my main thing for Black people, because you know that's who I care about. I care about our Black people. You know what I'm saying is to step out. Let's connect. Let's connect with like minds, and just let's. There's no time for fear. The only just I'll say it's just like the only thing we should fear is fear itself, and connect together and watch this movie, watch this reality show as it happens. Eat the
Come
pop
on.
and watch
Yeah.
this reality show. Don't get involved in their culture wars because that's what's happening right now. Is pink on pale crime, culture wars. So let's sit back and enjoy it and eat our popcorn and
Yeah.
watch it happen.
Yeah, it's a tea drinking time for sure. Just like, the Bible said in Ecclesiastes, just like the bird said, turn, turn, made from Ecclesiastes. It's a time to kill, a time to be quiet, a time to heal, a time to go to war. I'm not saying it in order,
Exactly.
but it's a time, it's always a time. So, and
Yep.
Marquise also, brother, I'm ready to tap in with you to see when we can get you also on the panel. Okay. So the first panel discussion, you guys, is well, I don't know if that's the first discussion, but I know one that a brother asked me to pose was how we can improve the relationship, heal and improve the relationship between black men and black women. How can we heal to unify? We stay so at odds, or this one did this and this one did that. Okay, we know all that shit already. We know black women are this and white black men are that. What can we do to break that divide? So that's just something you guys could think about. You can answer it on here, or you can just go ahead and wait for that panel discussion. So anything else, T, that you'd like to say before?
Well,
Hey, wait till you come back again, because this is deep. But we're gonna also go to Two Raw for TV to support uh
to
T.
rawtv.tv. Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
Palmetto Star, aka the Ratchet Revolutionary.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Well,
I'm
what I gotta say is just the revolution will not be televised. You know, we're gonna make it happen. It's happening in real time.
it's all G Kesey, and yeah, right on with that. And I like what you said. It's time for us to step out of that old skin and become new.
Mm-hmm.
Nubians, new beings.
Mm,
It's time for us
there
to
we go.
step out that old skin and become new beings. So yeah, stepping out, that's 2025, a hashtag for that. We need to come together, man. It's so many of us, why everybody gotta be the leader. It's so many of us that's trying to do things, man. Like make those moves a move. We don't need 1,000 churches or 1,000 black we need, we can have our little factions, but we need to become a collective
Mm-hmm.
and see what everybody brings. It don't matter what the religion and all of that stuff is. What can we agree upon, man? What can we unify on? Those are the things we need to be thinking about. How
Mm-hmm.
can we tap into that soul GPS and tap into consciousness? Because I bet you, if you're tapped into consciousness, we would all be on the same page. There's no way we couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
When you really operating in that open space, we may all be on different scales of the song, but it all is harmony. We're all bringing a piece to that song to make it something beautiful. So, Ashe. He said he looking at your website right now.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up. Go ahead and
that's what's up.
subscribe. Go ahead. It's a free subscription. Go ahead and free subscribe for free.
Okay.
Net.
Well,
The
we on it.
app
We
is
on
coming
it.
soon. Two Raw for TV app coming soon. So you guys go ahead and connect. Let's do this. You know, it's more than just a podcast. It's a movement.
A whole damn vibe, you guys. They not like us. It's a vibe. The vibe is your tribe. So all of everybody talking about tribe. Hey, we got tribes. We got people that's doing big things out there. And this is what Metaphysical Monday is all about. It's not about just the, the whatever. It's about people, everyday people coming together with something to give that sometimes don't even get the attention that they should get. But we want to come together here and make a presence, and then we can also go out into all of these other areas and check out what everybody's doing. Like I said, there's somebody on your page right now that you ignore that's probably got the answers to exactly what you need right now. So go ahead and take a look at those friends lists sometime and get to know who people are. That's all I got with all my rambling. I'm gonna end it on with a music video, Ride. I call it the Black Anthem, and this actually came out during 2020. I wrote it during Trayvon Martin, but I didn't even get it finished and recorded until 2020. So that's been, kind of going to our journey. Um, Thank you so much. This has been a very full live. I appreciate you. And yeah, if you guys want to tap
Appreciate
in with T, you know how to find her. If anybody want to donate to Soljet Healing Community or to T, both of our cash apps are down in the ticker. So you guys can take a look at that. Cola Soljetting. And then we have $ Palmetto Star. So I'm going to end on that. And I thank you again.
Yes, appreciate you.
Okay. Appreciate you too. And yes, we'll be in tune. I'm gonna go ahead and start the video, you guys. And yeah, y'all go ahead and leave some feedback in the comments. If you like it, like, share the live, and make sure you subscribe to Kolagraphy TV and tap in with T 2 Raw for TV.TV.
Yes.
Okay, peace.
Wake up! It's Monday, and we're getting metaphysical. This is Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet. And tonight on Metaphysical.
So we'll go to this video, and we'll be right back, and we'll dive into men's mental health. We're here, we're celebrating. It's the Metaversity, Metaphysical Monday's 1-year anniversary. So we'll be right back.
Organically, I melanate. Pineal and activate. The light we permeate. And the gods we emulate. Black boys, they exterminate. Scream, don't shoot, but the bullets resonate. Cops be trigger happy, pushing around weight. G's become kings, now checkmate. They try to keep us down, keep us in a dead state. Resilience is the only trait that help us elevate. No church, no school, didn't really educate me in this metaphysical reality I vibrate. Been invisible for a while, but still thrice great. Still hunting them dead presidents, Lorenz Tate. Won't hesitate if I'm popping that thing, I aim straight. No, I'm not a killer, but I will pop Kate. Full penetration when my rounds rotate. From Bruce to Kate, my 38 mutilate. The things I demonstrate may cause devastate. So I'm giving you milk, you're not ready for the steak. Yes, I'm still fresh, no expiration date. Shape shifting and folded my body to a figure eight. Then I gotta go purge all the drama that I ate. Biologically a woman with power to recreate, cause cola back bend don't break. I learned from all my mistakes. Levitating when I step over snakes. Don't fool with a cop or a snitch or a Jake. I'm awake, don't need you to give me a fate. Gods and goddesses coming out stargates. We build pyramids, the God mind state. You crawling out the cave like Johnny come late. Pimping the people telling them it's the prime rate. But you're not up in my class, better find your primate. As the earth rotate, I'm bringing the earthquake. We running this shit, bruh. Planet of the apes. It's time to ride.
What time it is?
It's nation time. Red, black, and green is the flag I fly. With my ankh in my hand, put it up in the sky and just ride. It's time to ride.
What time it is?
It's nation time. Red, black, and green is the flag I fly. With my ankh in my hand, put it up in the sky and just ride. In this galactical ghetto, you can make it or you can flop. Conform to the system of getting the street and bop. You can be criminal, spiritual, you can make it pop. But the thing you can't change, you can't make the game stop. Take the whole world apart and they call it a chop shop. The clock is ticking every minute, the body drop. Throw your unks up, don't wanna see you stretched out in the cot. Your body laying dead in the street, in the Glock. On red, black, and green, America's about to rot. The world is burning up like we're smoking a bowl of pot. We moving through the playgrounds, recruiting the tots. Pouring libations while we out in the trap spot. My feet on fire and water, the block is getting hot. We moving against the grain, we Jimmy and Janice Job. We elevating neighborhoods, don't think that we not. We got the gods on the team, we repping the black dot. My yacht bringing order like a triple bean got. The real trap queen, not talking no fatty wop. Banging out for justice like a killer bang shots. Never see it coming like a shady death plot. Spirits at war, holy water and peace not. We be niggas on the bottom, but we gods on the top. We battle around the clock like we playing Xbox. Omo goon, you can take it to black ops. You can take it to the stars, our priests of hip hop. You can take it to the ocean, rolling dice on the yacht. My pioneer's going, I'm lit up like a Vegas lot. I got the African powers. You know what I'm talking about? It's time to ride.
What time it is?
It's nation time. Red, black, and green is the flag I fly. With my ankh in my hand, put it up in the sky and just ride. It's time to ride.
What time it is?
It's nation time. Red, black, and green is the flag I fly. With my ankh in my hand, put it up in the sky and just ride.